Meals are often eaten on the run. Teens get jobs, and their schedules keep them away from home or doing homework. Most families hardly have time to talk about important things or relate to each other in meaningful ways. Parental duties narrow down to the management of schedules. What we are proposing in this book goes against this cultural grain. This book talks about reading and listening to each other, talking about ideas. It gives clues about how to do it. We believe it is possible to have a growing friendship with our children as they mature, rather than a growing alienation. Parents and teens both profit from time spent in knowing each other and sharing feelings and ideas. We present these ideas with enthusiasm because parents need to think about whether they are giving too much ground to cultural pressures instead of establishing their own family culture, one that nurtures the inner lives and values of young adults. All parents need to ask, who is in charge of our family life? It is too easy to let it get out of hand or simply to go with the flow. Barbara Hampton and I have found that books open up important areas of life that need thinking and talking about. A book can tear down defenses and build a bond of closeness more easily than anything we know. Stories often leave us vulnerable. We find ourselves sharing our own stories. Families need all the encouragement they can get to keep their members functioning as a family rather than as a group of individuals living separate lives. Don't wait too long to initiate a nourishing pattern of family life, but don't ever think that it is too late to start. We hope that both the chapter content and the bibliography in this book will help you in establishing this kind of relationship with your teens. I have written the motivational chapters in this book. My book-loving friend Barbara Hampton is responsible for the bibliography. I love her concise use of language in her annotations. She is the mother of 3 book-reading grown daughters. Barbara has degrees in journalism and English from the University of Michigan and the University of Wisconsin. She is presently a freelance writer, adjunct professor of first-year seminar, and a consultant at the Writing Center of the College of Wooster, Ohio, where her husband Charles is a mathematics professor. I have a degree in journalism from Michigan State University and have loved writing since I was young and composed rhymes for family greeting cards and wrote productions for school assemblies. After marriage and the early days of parenting, I began writing articles about subjects of interest for various journals, honing my skills. Since those days, I have written 22 books, largely inspired by issues that came from our work with university students in InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. As a mother and grandmother, I am seeing the happy fruits of putting good ideas to work. Ideas like this book. The project has been exhilarating. When I think about the richness that books can bring to your life, I want to sound a trumpet and ring bells to get your attention, and then shout about the importance of being a lifelong reader. I am convinced about using books in teens' lives. So convinced that when I see families with rebellious, non-communicating teens, I sometimes remark to my husband Keith, who is a great read-aloud story person, that I wonder if that family ever read books together. My experience has been that when people read together, they share something of themselves and know each other in important ways that keep teens respectful and caring. Family members bond together over great literature and have a common treasure to draw on in discussing almost anything. Good books can show you your heart and your values. Books can illuminate life's choices. The wonderful thing about books is that while building strong values in us, they are pure pleasure to read. We laugh, we cry, we sit on the edges of our chairs in suspense. We create kings and kingdoms and whole new worlds in our heads. We underline important ideas and share a good storyline with our friends. Memorable characters are forever etched in our minds. Language from the story becomes part of our daily idiom. Our hope, Barbara's and mine, is that reading this book and using its bibliography will spur your family on to even greater treasures of literature. Gladys Hunt, Grand Rapids, Michigan. A word to parents.